Hello and welcome to Shadow Study. Now, one of the confusing features that tends to appear on most cameras, in particular SLRs, is the camera dial. With all the different letters and symbols that are unique to different brands and also are shared amongst the competition, it can be confusing what they are. In today's episode, we're going to be taking a closer look at what these different letters and symbols mean, so you can help understand immediately from the word go. First up, on all SLRs, CSCs, bridge and specialist compact cameras, you'll notice the four letters M, A, S and P. M stands for manual. This is where you have full control of your shutter speed and your f-stops. A, or AV on Canon, stands for aperture priority. This is where you adjust your f-stops alone and the camera automatically sets the shutter speed in order to get the best image possible. On the reverse, S, or TV on Canon, stands for shutter priority. This is where you set the shutter speed and the camera automatically sets your f-stop for you. And P stands for programmed auto. This is where the camera automatically adjusts the aperture and shutter speed for you, but you can choose which of the combinations that you would like to get. The result will always be the same exposure, thus making programmed auto a much more flexible version of auto. On some of the higher end SLRs, you'll see the letters C or U. This is a custom mode. This particular mode enables you to save settings such as shutter speed, aperture, ISO and white balance, to name a few. So if you have particular settings in mind when you're taking certain photographs, you can save them immediately without having to remember what settings you put in prior. On some Canon cameras, you'll see the letter B. This stands for bulb setting. Bulb is where you control the exposure levels just by holding down the shutter button with your own finger or with a shutter release. On most SLRs, bulb is found when you change the shutter settings beyond 30 seconds or more. Also on some Canons there's the letters A depth, which stands for automatic depth of field. This is where you set up your depth of field and focusing in order to get the particular picture you have in mind, and the camera automatically sets the aperture. However, keep in mind this also sets the shutter speed as well, so it's also another automatic mode. If you see a symbol that looks like the side of a lady's head, that is portrait mode. This is ideal if you want to take close-up photography of people who are only a dozen feet away from your camera. If you see someone that looks like they're running, that is sports mode. This is where the camera's shutter speed is automatically set to high in order to capture those great sports moments. If it's a flower, then that's macro mode. This enables you to take extreme close-ups, whether it's the likes of flowers, up-close detail, or even miniatures, to name a few. The picture of the mountain? That's landscape mode. This is ideal for taking pictures of distant subjects. A silhouette of a person with a star above? That's Twilight Mode. But stand back, Edward Cullen fans, this is mainly just a long exposure mode. Ideally, you want to be using this with a tripod. The square with a lightning bolt crossed out? That's automatic without a flash. This will be ideal if you're taking pictures in a museum. The film camera? That's video. Normally under this mode you can change the different settings of your video levels. This is different to the red button on cameras, which automatically starts the filming in an auto format. The rectangle that's squeezed in the middle? That's panorama mode. Normally most cameras with panorama require you to take individual photos, however the Sony system offers a sweep panoramic which takes it all at once. The small child? That's kids mode. Much like with the sports mode, this is a high shutter speed mode, but with the intention of taking pictures of your children. With SEN or scene mode, this allows you to access other automated scene modes that aren't normally the standard. Examples like this include low light candle mode and pets. Lastly, if you see guide or a question mark, that is usually a built-in manual to allow you to help understand how the camera works without having to pull out a booklet. These are particular symbols that come up on most camera dials, but if you have any further questions regarding these particular icons, whether it's on the camera or on the dial, feel free to post them in the comments below, ask on our Facebook, Twitter or Tumblr. If you'd like to learn more with Shadow Study, please subscribe.